Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios. Weekly Wing It number 65 here on Rumble and YouTube. And starting off with us tonight, Billy Bobsack. Billy, how are you?
Good. Kaplaw. Quack. Something.
And James Esparza.
Hail the IronAge. Hope everybody is having a fruitful and productive day.
Hail, a friend.
And the Redoutenheimer.
Now I become death, destroyer of worlds. Or Kaplas.
Kapla, destroyer of Uranus.
Yeah.
I am Kapla, destroyer of Uranus.
Oh, God. I need to learn how to do a Sean Connery accent, to be honest.
I think you can pull it off. I think you can, really just lean on your southern twang a bit there and go a bit deeper.
Just remove the false teeth and everything else does the rest.
Right. So read out why you got the Redoutenheimer.
Because the past few days I've been raging over in a certain private messaging that we won't. Well, we'll probably talk a little bit about it, but we won't release all the deeds because it's private. But I've been raging against the system.
Nice. And then what has the system done lately?
Well, things have been going well. We gone from identifying companies that are infusing ideology into media, and now we've escalated to federal agencies now investigating those people on account of being extremists.
Oh, yeah.
I, of course, talk about the sweet baby anchor fluffle, which I refuse to call it by its popular term because I am tired. So freaking tired of the mainstream media labeling every little controversy blank gate.
That's true.
That's because it's a power play. They're trying to get censorship over the games like they do social media. It's all to try to implement power.
They politicize everything just so they can reach into everything.
So what, they're trying to arrest the entire generations, multiple ones, because we all call people gamer words.
I blame Jolly West.
Hey, if you don't like the whole gate suffix being applied to everything, and I'm pretty dang sick of that myself, maybe we just call this whole incident Boss Rush.
Oh, we could do that. I'm down. That sounds good. That's better than what I was thinking. I just been calling it
kerfuffle. But if they had to keep the gate attached, I was at first I had mentioned to MD earlier this week in the forums that maybe they should call it Gamergate 2 Speedrunners. He was like, "Why?" I said, "Because I think this is going to be over before it even starts." Boy, was I wrong. This is gaining steam as we speak, and it's like I thought this was going to just. I thought it was going to blow over quick, and it's not.
I think we just have a ton of bad faith actors. You have those that are trying to save their jobs. You have those that are trying to capitalize on it and capitalize on it politically. And it's just everybody trying to make some shekels off of this.
Yeah, well, I guess the media, the game journos were hoping for this because they got no audience otherwise. But
yeah,
I don't think they're gonna. I think if this does gain steam like it is, the gaming journos are really going to be done because people are sick of just the constant propaganda being hammered down their throats. They're sick of it.
They're completely just surviving strictly based off of the access the gaming industry gives them. When the gaming industry goes under, they'll go under.
Oh, wrong chat.
And now everybody watching just really confused, like, wait, why did Wrangler say this? But Wrangler's still here. It's a long
and all this time I had been blaming Hedge for that.
Yeah, I found out when I posted a comment, like I was, my YouTube's tied to the YouTube chat, and I was like, oh, I'll just post in there, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Wranglers for some reason. I'm like, oh,
and we have an autiste. An autiste has popped in. Hello.
2 of them actually, one on screen and one in the chat. Hail Frederick and hail Animation Overload.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, animation. Hey, Frederick.
What's
Frederick over
new?
here going full Akira. Very nice. Very
Yeah,
lovely.
this is homage Akira with change the motorcycle, and it's going to be an orange pill instead of his red and white. Yeah, I'm drawn up to page 7 now, and I inked the covers, and now I'm starting to put the color on the covers, and it's kind of getting exciting at this moment. So yeah, pretty cool.
Nice. That's awesome. I'm hoping to have a full coverage video out for a comic this week, Immortal Rising. We'll see how long the video editing takes. Hopefully it'll be up by this weekend. If not, sometime next week.
Nice.
Sweet, sweet.
Fu Man Blue, welcome. We got Animation Overload. We got Fu Man Blue. He says, hail the host, hail the chat, and hail the Iron Age.
All right, you know what? I'm going to throw out a topic for tonight, or at least for the next 5 minutes till we lose the plot. What's the next couple years of mainstream media releases going to look like? Because this is what I was mainly talking about over the weekend in the private chat, that they're in a damned if they do, damned if they don't situation. They got projects that are anywhere from in the planning phases to they're done. If they release these projects that nobody wants to see, well, then they're going to be bombs. If they try to dispose of them in other means, well, then there's no way of making money. They're screwed the next 2 years. So I think what we're going to see happen, this is my opinion, is people debated, are they going to make a hard U-turn? Are they going to try to go back on the straight and narrow? They will try, but they're going to fail because the paradigm shift has already occurred. Most people have gotten used to a decentralized media, like being here on the tube view. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it now. On the tube view hate book. I mean, as much as we complain about all their policies, most people have gotten accustomed to getting their media through decentralized means, in large part due to the massive event of 2020 that we cannot talk about. So that's my opinion. They're going to try to make the hard U-turn, but they got to dump all this stuff still out. Or
because it's like they already have so much in motion. They have to play a lot of it through, and that's going to cause them more damage before they could start doing good stuff, if they even start doing good stuff.
Yeah.
Hail Royce from A Drink with Crazy.
If anybody has a
Royce.
different prediction or want to chime in on that, that's just my take on what's coming the next few years.
But I think we're going to see, we're probably going to start to see the rise up of new studios in the next couple of years, go. And I don't just mean indie studios, but I mean, yeah, that too. But I think we're going to see potentially some of the smaller studios that are already there step up and become bigger players. Roy says, just stopping by to say hello. Well, thank you very much, sir. Good to see you.
Drive by hello.
I think what we're going to get for the next couple of years is a bunch of in development crap, and just as much don't forget we exist as possible until 3 or 4 years down the road when they could actually release something. Or release something, really shoddy and half developed as quickly as possible.
I think, I mean, on one hand, they already got some contracts that have to play out. But I don't know, maybe I'm oversimplifying here, but I think maybe one of their better courses of action would be anything they don't have to play through. Can it and just do some real smaller but good projects, like 1 or 2 for the year, just to keep the relevance there while they have something bigger that they're working on longer term. I think that's probably their best strategy, if that's even going to help them at all.
I am morbidly curious what they have planned for this new Daredevil series, now that they're basically gonna reshoot it all, which
That's
I'm
right.
happy, interested, but it's still kind of just a corpse to me right now.
There's a lot of things that are supposed to come out this and next year, and they had to go back to the drawing board, and almost everything's being reshot on some of these productions.
Are we going to have a Sonic the Hedgehog moment where they listen to the fans and fix their issues?
Yeah, Sony has done so much dumb stuff, but that was like one of their better moves right there. It's like
Mhm.
that was shocking that they did that actually. And
Yeah, and
I think everyone's glad they did, including Sony.
I part of me, my conspiratorial mind, wonders if that was a PR stunt in itself. Like, hey, what if we release it, and if they react so and so, we go with this design, and if they don't, we do it that way instead, and we get some brownie points.
No, because of all the other dumb mistakes they made, I don't think they'd be that smart.
I don't know. We'll have to research which marketing team did it. Maybe there's a difference in marketing. But speaking of animation, I think that's the one thing that's going to be the floater of Hollywood. What's going to keep it alive is going to be the stuff that's being brought over by Nintendo. I think I believe it's Universal. They may be the new Disney if they keep it up with this momentum that Mario has brought them.
Yeah, I am kind of torn. As much as I'd love to see it, I wouldn't want to see them ruin it, but Metroid movie.
I'd really actually love to see a Metroid movie because I feel that would be one of the most interesting sci-fi universes to tap into. And it's been a while since we had some like good, fresh, fun sci-fi on the screen.
Yeah, but they'd put a chick in it.
Well, it would be kind of hard not to.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, fuck, let me find it.
Put a chick in it and make her straight, dang it.
The message.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Wrong
They'll
one.
put a-
Thankfully,
There's-
Japan ain't.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
There it
There
is.
it is. Yeah.
But thankfully, Japan isn't too keen on the whole message thing.
Yep, and they flex their muscles when it came to Mario, So I think so far so good. I'm gonna see wait and see for now. I hope it plays out well. I hope that Japan has a good influence on the film industry and helps them see the errors of their ways based upon the magnificent amount of green that respecting IPs will bring them.
Godzilla -1 turned many, many heads. Wait, you mean you can do all these wild effects with the fraction of our budgets?
Yeah, well, the
Apparently,
reason
yeah.
they do that is because a large amount of that budget goes directly to just the big names and big stars that are attached to all of them. Get rid of the big stars and you'll save half the freaking budget right there at least. You don't need Chris Pratt to play Mario. Let's be honest. You'll save yourself $25 million.
A pinata filled with cash. Yeah, that's a good definition of Disney right now. That pinata is bleeding cash.
Now, what's interesting about Disney is because they became the conglomerate, in my opinion, at least for the 2010s. In North America, they became the media conglomerate. They own so much, but I think they bit off one little bit too much that they can chew. And, well, that sequence in the one Monty Python movie where the guy eats way too much? I think that's about what's going to happen to Disney here soon. I honestly don't think none of these major companies are going to disappear in a large sense. They're going to be there for many more years to come, but they're going to have to downsize something fierce if they want to thrive in the next couple decades.
Yeah.
Oh,
But they're at
Hey,
the point where
man,
they're about to
dude.
collapse under the weight of their own corruption.
Yeah.
Boo Man Blue, what is your gilded username?
I know that what's his name? Bob Iger sold his shares in Disney. So I think that's a sign of things to come. And I guess for those who don't know, Bob Iger is literally the CEO of Disney.
Yeah, and he's the one who put them there. As much as they're trying to push that off on JPEG, it was really Iger who kind of set everything up and then put JPEG in place while it all came crashing down. And then he came back in like, oh, what did you do?
JPEG is an scapegoat.
Yeah.
He's the guy. He is the guy that breaks the copy machine, then makes it look like it's fixed, and walks away. So the next person comes up and they think they broke it.
Food Man Blue, you need to get on Guilded. Sign up to do a Guilded thing and join a Otter server and stuff.
Join
Versus-
us. Join us.
I
don't
thought
think
you
I've
were on
joined.
there, but I guess I'm wrong.
I don't think I've joined
I
Otters.
thought you were on there, but let me go look
I
and
thought
see.
he was because I was trying to look him up because I was going to add him to Otter's one, and I couldn't find it at all on Royce's.
So what does Disney hypothetically a few years from now, and they finally face reality if they ever do that, what do they sell?
I guess not.
Memorabilia and the past. They would have to completely bank on re-releases and toys, and
Well-
maybe cheap cartoons.
Here's what I'm thinking. What do they sell in terms of they part ties with one of their entities, so to speak? Basically to make
Oh.
money quick.
Yeah, sell Fox? No, they won't do that.
It's basically Discord, is what Guilded is.
They
Food Man Blue.
Vulcanize Disney.
I think it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it owned by the Roblox company?
What, Gilded?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh no.
Nah. Like the unfortunately, Gilded was one of those companies that's like, hey, look at us, we're a free speech advocacy, and then once they got a decent amount of value, they just peddled it off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the bummer is people start up sites, in response to censored sites and like, well, we'll make our own just like it, except we're free speech. Then they get bigger and bigger and they're actually seeing some growth. And as soon as they do, they sell it off and it gets sold to someone who just does the same damn thing that they were running away from.
Does Guild eat censorship?
Not right now, but the whole being spied on just because you're in there now, because we play games, and
Yes.
so I guess that puts us on terrorist
And-
watch lists or something like
Yes,
that.
I just want to mention to all the CIA agents, FBI agents, Homeland Security agents that are up in the wee hours tonight having to listen into us. Yes, we are extremists because we are extremely protective of the media that we love and is being abused and destroyed by these conglomerates.
The FBI just spies
What'd
on
he
one
say?
of our writing in one of our books and like, holy shit, this is good.
And I'm an extremist because if I'm up at 2 a.m. for you to spy on, then I am extremely tired.
Disney's still got to pay for that Hulu deal, don't they?
I have no idea.
No, they do. They haven't even discussed a final price yet.
Oh,
Right.
Still in negotiation.
Well, because
People
they
want
kept
you to
pushing
forget
it back because they don't really have the capital to fucking make the payments.
I don't know. I mean,
Well-
they're kind of in some financial jams, I heard, but I don't know the details around them.
On top of that, by fall, they have to prove that Disney Plus is successful because that was the deadline they gave the investors 4 years ago.
Well, the acolyte.
Oh, well, game over at this point.
The acolyte's coming out. It's going to save it, right?
yeah.
Remember, though, so I suspect one of the reasons, this is just a hunch, there is no proof, this is just me looking at what's going on and what I know. I suspect one of the reasons why The Mandalorian is becoming a quote-unquote movie is so they can move the funds around and have their movie part of the business do it so it doesn't show up on the books for Disney Plus.
That's
Same
definitely a
with the
possibility.
Moana. Moana was originally a TV show. Now all of a sudden, Moana 2 went from being a 6, 7, 8 series to a Moana 2 movie. Well, they just announced today that they may have to postpone it, which you can't put together a movie in 6 months. It's not physically possible. Even if you had most of your show done, show doesn't translate to a movie.
Hey, don't tell the third party that made that Mega Man sequel that. Oh god.
Oh yeah, I heard. I did end up hearing that came out whenever it did, the Mega Man 2, and everyone's like, "Oh man,
What happened? I
reality."
heard
And
there was
then
something with Mega Man 2. What's the story?
it's bad.
I
So
don't even know there was a 2.
yeah,
It was on
it's
Peacock.
Did
one
you
of the
you
worst
guys said
written
Mega
shows.
Man?
Mega Mind. My
Megamind.
apologies.
Oh, Mind. Okay,
Oh,
I was so
Megamind.
confused. I'm like that Mega Man
You know
2.
what? We
They're
may have
they're on there
actually
like
been
Mega
saying
Man
Well,
we may have
keep in
actually
mind,
been saying Mega Man.
346.
keep in mind, like I said, it's just a hunch. I can't prove it. I'm not a legal person or, accountant or anything. It just that's the way it feels like why all of a sudden all these shows, quote unquote shows, are becoming movies is so that they can move the budget around and try to look successful.
Well, there was a period where Disney was actually taking movie scripts and actually turning them into shows. That happened with the Obi-Wan and everything.
Maybe they're just reversing course. Like, hey, this isn't working. Movie them back up.
Yeah, Fu was trying to get into Gilded. It's not letting him.
The continue button won't do anything. Oh God. Fucking
then-
Gilded. Look, I was trying to get you a new person, Gilded, and you fucked up.
It's Gilded. Man.
Jesus.
Disney's in the death
Gilded's
spot.
other name is Glitchy.
That was funny because it was really glitching for all of y'all except me. Yes, Fu Man Blue. Hollywood used to do a lot of novel adaptations that they would just pull from a random bin. That's how you got Jaws, Rambo.
Hold on. These were like pretty much picked out of a hat, and wow.
I think so. I mean, when did Jaws come out?
Was it 79?
1975.
Okay, how many people knew Jaws before 75, like the actual book?
I definitely didn't because I wasn't born before 75.
Yeah, I wasn't born either.
That's a lie. Herman. We need to get the ancient one, Tell us.
The ancient old one.
Yes.
Fu Manchu, your icon. Is that the episode where they go into a museum on the other planet and they think that they're insurgents? So they play the part as insurgents and holding hostages until they can get the Stargate back online. That looks like that episode. That was a good one.
Is it just website? I know it's got an app or something.
It's got an app. I got to download it. It's a hybrid.
Something like that.
Back in my day, we called apps applications.
Oh, and if you want to know the turnaround from book to movie for Jaws, the book came out in 74. The movie, 75. So
Nice. I mean, it's definitely different because it doesn't have the mafia and the cheating like the book does.
Oh, yeah. I think I watched, what were that? I forgot the channel. They used to do like book to movie adaptations or comic to movie or show.
There's a lot of them.
So Acolytes is actually coming out? Because I thought that project got scrapped.
No.
No, it was a rumor.
they wish
don't
it got
get
scrapped.
So it is coming.
It was a conversation amongst a handful of people.
Oh.
Listen, I'm ready for it to come out. We can all promote it and say Harvey Weinstein's Assistants, #1 hit show.
The accolade of Harvey Weinstein.
Well, let
Yeah.
me see. Let me see what I could find about something. Let me just, for shits and giggles, look up good acolytes and see what I can find.
He says the coolest jack shot he could find. It's pretty much the shit I'm happy with.
Oh, hey, look.
Man.
ABA. Oh, be careful. WWE will copyright.
Yeah, that's why there ain't a 20th episode of Uncut History on TubeU anymore.
Wow.
Seriously?
Yes.
They're like copyright heavy on the
They cut
WWE
the
stuff.
history.
Not lost in adaptation. I used to watch that dude. Then it got annoying after a while on some of it.
According to Wikipedia, so take that as you will, the release date for The Acolyte is June 4th, 2024.
Okay.
Yay.
So
Oh, don't feign
Yeah.
that excitement. Tell me how
I
you really
mean,
feel.
Whoa.
I'm less excited than I was for the X-Men 90
Wait,
whatever.
have they done a trailer for it?
Not to my knowledge.
I should already have a trailer. I mean, fuck, we're like 4 months
But I got
away.
more important things to worry about than another introduction to the Disney Star Wars universe.
Yes, the Disney Star Wars has been so successful. It hasn't had a movie in what, 4 years, 5 years?
5.
Disney doesn't
6,
even realize
7,
they can't tell a
8,
story worth a damn lately,
9.
but they got the biggest story right now. And it's a tragedy.
I'm not gonna lie. I would totally watch a movie based on the boardroom drama.
Just they should just set up a freaking camera in there and make it
Wait,
Disney reality TV and just all
Wait,
of them
wait, wait,
arguing
wait.
in the boardroom.
they're gonna do the show, but they're gonna like race swap Bob Iger and Bobina,
Oh my
black trans.
I think
lesbian.
we're on to something here.
I agree.
Bob
just
Iger
said-
is the next.
You want to know what it's like in the boardroom there?
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
What was the other Bob called? The Chapek?
JPEG and Iger,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's gonna look more like Donald Trump throughout the show, you know?
You mean like he looks like Trump in the whole show, or like as the show progresses, he becomes more and more like Trump?
No, he's just gonna be
Yes.
a straight like orange man with
Okay.
fluffy hair.
Okay.
And Bobina Iger is gonna be like fighting to take down the patriarchy through the show. Listen,
I, for
I'm
one,
telling
have become pro patriarchy as I've gotten older.
I don't care. I just want movies to be good again.
Well, strap in. It ain't
We
looking
got
too bad.
one word can make movies good again. All right, cocaine. You reintroduce cocaine into Hollywood, and they'll bring back the '80s.
Oh yeah, good old times.
All right. I can't speak. Foo is in the Gilded.
You mean back when back James when they would go, how much blood can we get into one scene?
Right?
Lieutenant Bob's hanging out over in the Rumble chat. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Bob.
You know, are we still getting that the new Beverly Hills Cop? Like, is that still happening through there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just found out about that the other day. And
What happened to the Beetlejuice one, the second one?
It's coming.
is
Yeah,
it?
sooner or
Supposedly.
later.
Can't they leave anything alone?
No.
No.
Wasn't it
Remember,
Just
Wrangler.
They can't not touch.
2024, they're remaking Twister. They're scraping at
Really?
the bottom of the barrel
Why remake Twister? It's a cult classic, like a really
because
cult
they have
classic.
nothing else.
Yeah, it is a cult classic.
Right
It
at
didn't
the
do
bottom.
well at all.
They remade
Yeah.
Roadhouse. They have nothing else.
No,
Hold on,
I'll tell you
whoa,
what they
whoa,
still
whoa.
have.
Did you say they remade Roadhouse?
Yeah,
I did
You
not
did.
stutter.
I did not. When did this happen?
right
Wow.
after the Homeward Bound remake. I'm just
No,
kidding.
it
That
remade
last one didn't
Homeward
happen.
Bound?
Okay.
No, they didn't. Thank God. I grew up on the
It released
first two movies.
this week, reportedly, March 21st. Again, and going by the Wikipedia.
They
It's a
remade
Prime
Homer-
exclusive. I'm not making this up. It
They
stars
remade
Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor.
what? Jake
Yes.
Gyllenhaal. Well, maybe you can buff up, baby. I don't know. That one feels very unnecessary. Like it's like remaking Homeward Bound with an all cat cast.
No.
Or
No,
remaking
oh,
Back to
yeah.
the Future in any capacity?
Like how they did the
Right.
live action Lady and the Tramp, where you're like, this is just watching dogs.
Yeah, right. They're just looking at dogs with voiceover. Did it at least have voiceover? I didn't watch the Lady and the Trap one.
I don't know. I didn't bother. I
Would've
just
been
saw the
nice.
trailer and went, not worth my time.
Oh boy, that's a shame. That's a
Hey,
shame. We
I
don't
got
get
a
much
great
dog.
idea. Why don't we reboot Jabberjaw?
Sure, I never heard of it.
It was Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Oh, okay.
You know what I find funny? When growing up, we used to give them crap for coming out with the crappy sequels that nobody wanted or asked for that went straight to DVD. Those show more talent than this shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Blue Man Blue, have it where
Unfortunately.
I can send you a DM message and stuff, so I can send the link.
Bambi 2 was better than this.
I actually liked
Didn't
Bambi
realize
too.
there was a Bambi too.
Oh, it's a cult
Oh, yeah.
classic.
Patrick Stewart's the voice of the great deer.
You know what series got ran so far into the ground that even when it was like they released the 15th one, I was a kid like, I can't believe they're still doing this. Land Before Time.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
It
that
will-
was
You know,
great.
I skipped that whole series. Never saw one of them.
The first one
Yeah.
was good. The second one was it turned into a musical, and after that, it went downhill.
Yeah, it went straight Saturday morning cartoon. The first one was a damn freaking like piece of artwork.
Masterpiece, yeah.
I was like watching it, like, oh shit, his parents are dead, and now he's got to roam alone.
What is it
And
with
the
them
art,
taking John
too.
Blue films and just making the worst sequels and just stretching it out to make most money, even though Blue films, when they initially came out, didn't typically succeed?
Yeah, all I know is when
Another one. Oh,
yeah, I was gonna say when I was a kid, I got to like Land Before Time 5, then I stopped watching. I was like, yeah, I'll keep them coming. I'm an 8-year-old.
another one was the American Tail series. That one got out of control for a little bit too.
How
Oh,
much do they have
The
there?
FBI is listening to my game chats. Well, I've been calling them like pedophiles for a long time. You know,
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dumbass
Royce
bro.
just posted a video on that.
so I may or may not get arrested. Who knows? You know.
There's actually a fair amount of like forgotten sequels out there that, for the most part, should remain forgotten.
Well, okay, so like Lady
How-
and the Tramp 2, that one was kind of cute, but it was 100% predictable. It was still kind of cute.
102
How about for-
Dalmatians.
How about forgotten sequels that are actually good?
Well, I mean, Lion
have
King
we-
2 was a knockoff of Romeo and Juliet, but Lion King was Hamlet, so it kind of fit hand in hand just fine.
You might as well just go watch Lion King 1.5.
Oh, that one
This
was
is
bad.
not this is not animation, but Tremors 2 is arguably one of, if not the best direct-to-video sequels ever made.
I actually do like Tremors 2, though people say Tremors 3 is better.
No,
People are gonna give me shit for this one, but Jurassic Park 2 Lost World, I actually like that
No, I
one.
like
The
Lost
third
World.
one
I did too.
I like Lost World, and I wanted to like the third one.
I kept falling asleep during the third one. It's just boring as hell.
The River.
Alan.
Yeah, everyone goes to Alan. Everyone goes
Alan.
to
I saw. Have you guys heard of Minty Comedic Arts, a YouTube channel?
Unfortunately,
No.
not. Or fortunately, I don't know.
Yeah, he covers old movies. Kind of just gives like usually like 10 facts you may not have known about.
Oh,
older
Minty
movies
from
and stuff.
Australia. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah,
He does all
he
the good
just
movies.
did a cover on Short Circuit 2 the other day, and I was like, yeah, if I remember correctly, I watched that movie over and over again. Yeah, I am remembering correctly because I can't remember much, but I remember that movie.
I
So-
remember Short Circuit 2 more than the first one.
Apparently, there was a second Bill and Ted. I only knew of the first one. I didn't
Oh,
know of it till the
yeah.
third
Yeah,
one
there's a
just
second
came
one.
out.
They go
Yeah,
to hell.
at the end, at the end,
Bogus
well, I don't.
Journey.
Yeah, it was Bogus Journey, and at the end, it ties into the third one that just came out a few years back.
Which is bad.
And I didn't see it myself yet, but I heard it was actually decent.
I saw
I
it.
think
It's
it
all
was.
right.
Yeah, it was kind of forgettable for me, and
Yeah.
you saw the ending coming from a mile away. It unfortunately, it does justice to Bill and Ted, but it does play by woke rules to the point where it becomes predictable.
And it's a
That-
bait and switch.
Here's a question for you: is being able to predict how things will happen, does that ruin it for you, or does that actually draw you in more?
I guess it really depends on the story, but lately it's been meh. I mean, I stopped watching Scream movies because as soon as I heard they're making a fifth one, I guessed who the killer was, and I was right.
You know what
Okay.
disappointed me? Beastmaster 2. Boy, it sucked.
Didn't even see the first one.
I just saw the first one.
The first one.
I can
The first
barely
one is
remember the first
cheesy.
one. It was so long ago.
I remember
It's
the television
cheesy,
show.
low budget, but it's just fucking fun.
So to answer your
I remember
question,
the-
Wrangler,
Yeah.
for me, I don't mind if it's predictable if the characters are enjoyable, if the dialogue's good. But if it doesn't have any spark of interest, it being predictable is actually a killer. Does that make
Say
sense?
that last part again.
Being predictable, if there's nothing really to intrigue you about the show, just actually probably buries it deeper in terms of crap.
Yeah. I guess it would all be on the delivery. I mean, for example, how many times have they taken? You said Lion King 2 is basically Romeo and Juliet. How many times has that same story been applied to just different characters over and over again? We all
Yeah.
know how it's going to go every time. So maybe it's just the delivery. It's how much the characters draw you in. As
Are
Very
you
it
making
goes.
true.
an Akira homage cover, Frederick?
Yeah.
You
What
are?
was your question?
Yeah, that was my question.
Oh yeah, this is a total Akira nod to Akira.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Okay,
Show it
yeah,
a bit more, boy.
There you go. Maybe zoom back a little bit.
All right, who
Cool.
here, chat and panel, has not seen Akira or read the manga?
I heard of
Me.
it, but whatever.
I think it's me and Christian who still haven't seen it.
Oh, you guys got to see it, man.
Oh.
I
It's-
see
But I know
the ending.
the iconic look with the dude walking to the bike and stuff. That's why-
I've
Yeah.
seen the movie. I flipped through one of the mangas in a comic book shop once, but I never owned any of them, so I never really got into the.
Listen,
that might be something I have to look up one day. If
it's one
or
of
is
a
it probably
kind.
expensive now?
You have to see it. I have the whole series. Like I read through it once now, but I used to watch the anime man on repeat when I was a kid. Like it is so good. It's a
That
unique-
animation is incredible.
Yes.
Akira is an experience to
It's
watch.
24 frame seconds. You don't do that in animation. You usually do 12 or 8 or something like that.
You feel that world.
Dude, they had to hire like 7 different studios at the same time to do Akira. Like everyone in Japan was working on Akira when they were doing it. It came out like during a boom, an animation boom, and right before a bust. So it happened like
Alright.
exactly at the right time, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah, it popularized in Japan the idea of making committees for specific projects. I don't think it was the first that it was ever done for, but it was the one that popularized it, where instead of having just one studio work on one product, if we get a bunch of studios together and then we just source out certain components of the film to different studios, then we can do something on a larger scale. There were a couple movies and shows that pioneered that concept, and now it's pretty much standard now. I think, at least in the Japanese animation world, it's pretty common to hear that, where they're just sourcing a project out to different, like, you do this, you do that, which is why you have the problems that currently befall a lot of animators in Japan, because the workload is just ridiculous now.
Terrible.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw it, I wasn't even paying attention to the story because I was just so fascinated by the animation and the detail, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, there's a depth of story, because even when you read the manga, it's not the same story as in the animation. It's like parallel stories that happen during the same setting. But like,
Hey, Snow.
Hey, how are you doing, Orange?
Hello.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out, man. It's like one of a kind.
Well, what Frederick was saying, the movie came out 3 years before the manga's run officially finished. So, they kind of had to make a ending up on the fly. Actually, had to make up the whole latter third up on the fly, to be quite honest.
But it's one of those movies you watch it, and then it's going to just kind of keep popping back up in your head over the next couple of days, and you'll end up watching it again, because it's just like, I'm not sure I understand what happened there, and I'm just too curious, and you'll watch it again and again, and it's one that gets the mind going. That's for certain.
Oh yeah, definitely. It gets the wheels turning, and it has kind of a poetic ending as well. Like it gives you like it's an epic tale. It's huge.
It really is.
Completely off topic, but readout. I think Tremors 1 through 4 are decent films. Then after that, it's just downhill.
I like the first 5, but here's my thing on it. I love the first film. It's part of my zeitgeist, I think. At this
Yeah.
rate, a lot of my quotes and references and just walking in daily life will come from that franchise. The second one just is ridiculously good, partly because it was intended for a
There
theatrical
are
release.
there are holes in the second one that draw it back.
Oh,
to
yeah.
making good. I mean,
But
they're on the back of a truck. When on the first one they couldn't stay on the top of a building.
Well, the second one is where Bert becomes he's starting to get closer to main character status. Like, who would have thought this is the character that's going to become the flag bearer of the franchise?
And it introduces the life cycle, which I like the gimmick of the life cycle. Up until they bring in Jamie Kennedy, then it's terrible.
The third film, I liked it as a kid. Now I'm older. There's just something weak about it to me. I can still watch it, but there's just something where you really can feel, okay, this is a made for direct-to-video. Where 2 was like, why did you guys not release this in theaters? People would have gone and saw this.
The thing about the third film, it was actually made for television because it was supposed to set up a pilot for a TV series.
And I love those 13 episodes, by the way.
Unfortunately, they released them out of order for whatever reason. Like the first episode was like the 8th episode.
Wrangler like this. Wrangler, tell me if you've ever heard of this before. The Sci-Fi Channel releases a show out of sequence and then cancels it.
A chronological show. This is not a serialized show. It's like kind of chronological.
I'm just thinking Firefly.
And it gets better. Guess what came immediately after Firefly went off the air?
Tremors. What's that?
Tremors show came right in that slot, and they just did the same process. We can't understand why these shows aren't succeeding.
Granted, though,
because Fox hates sci-fi, and I'm convinced that Fox hates Summer Glau.
I don't know. There's a conspiracy there. Nonetheless, though, that was like the golden age of television. Like we had a lot of great sci-fi all at once, man. Shows that we don't even talk about. You guys remember the show Eureka? That shit was the shit. We don't even talk about Eureka anymore.
There was actually some inspiration from Eureka in my second book.
Really? All right, not bad. That was a great show. They had a lot of shows like that. Wasn't a Threshold, if anybody remembers Threshold, which had Peter Dinklage was in Threshold with the chick who played Samantha Carter right after Stargate. I forgot her name.
Amanda Tapping, I think.
Amanda Tapping, there it is. Beautiful Amanda Tapping. Have a crush on her to this day.
Well, if you're gonna have a crush, it's not a bad pick.
Hey, RX Snow, are you preparing for that Mockingjay stream?
Mockingjay, you gonna mock the
J? Dude, okay, it was so funny. It was so funny that me and Christian were talking about it after our Berserk stream Friday. And then the next day, Otter finally finished Mockingjay, and he's like, holy shit. We just ranted. He ranted with me about it.
I finally figured it out.
He did the thing. He technologized.
Dude, it was so funny. It's gonna be a fun stream because this is the one book that I know going into it's gonna be as bad as I remember.
This Sunday, right? We're doing it this Sunday?
Yes, the 24th.
So this Sunday on the Heterochromedia podcast, you will hear us talk about the worst installment in the Hunger Games franchise before Something Snakes came out. That'll be on the Heterochromedia podcast. Most likely it'll be a live stream. It's going to be great.
Whoa.
It'll be me, Raid Out, Otter, Christian, and RX Snow.
If I'm not going to be there, I will leave it on in the background.
It's going to be
We'll get into an argument about Harry Potter again.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Oh, for a second, Billy, I thought you were being a smart aleck and replaced your avatar with my logo.
Oh,
Although, if Hetero Crow Media ever gets around to the Tremors franchise, let me know. I've seen them all.
Oh, I'm sure that day will come
Well,
soon because
oh,
I
I've seen
love
most
the
of them,
franchise. I've seen all of them.
including what was it, Screecher Island? You've seen Screecher Island?
read
Oh,
out. You know what we need to do?
mhm.
That was the one I seen the trailer. I was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't continue anymore.
Kept this out of my breath.
You need to do a double feature of Sweeney's Todd and Crybaby.
Oh, I've seen Sweeney Todd. I like that one. It's all right.
No, I like both of them, but it's just
Yeah, it'll be a
one's
fun
like
mix.
a really satire of
Yeah,
like Grease.
throw hairspray in the middle of it.
The other one's cannibalism.
Or actually, there's this one called Anna and the Apocalypse, and it's a musical that takes place during the zombie apocalypse.
Oh.
Yeah,
Is it a
so
play or a movie?
It's a movie, a little low budget. You can kind of tell it's like, it takes place in a small town, but it's pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
It's a
It doesn't hold
mover.
back on the gore. There's gore.
It's a mover.
Don't
Songs
worry,
of
you'll be
Daddy.
hearing Peter.
I can nuke my mind with the sorrow.
Wow.
Oh, that's what we'll have you do. We'll have you cosplay as what's her name, Mrs. Lovett.
I do enjoy the opening song to the movie. It's a great catchy song. London.
Which one?
The one about London.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sweeney Todd's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Is that guy that's into German expressionism? What's his name?
The what?
The guy that's in, go help me out here. Who's the director of that?
Tim Burton.
There you go. Yes, that's who I meant. He's very
Yeah,
into
it was
German
directed by a dude
expressionism.
who fucking hates musicals.
That's fine, Leadership is transferable.
Well, this was in the phase where Burton's his light for imagination was started to dim. I'm not saying it was completely gone by that point, but things were getting very, very dark on screen. Just like, I get it, Sweeney Todd, and I get the point of it being like very desaturated, but also it's like, come on, you could have a little more color in this stuff.
Yeah, they're very pale. At this point, it's just going to go straight to black and white films.
Yeah. Well, I think honestly what happened, at least the little bits and pieces I put together for his interviews, when he made that deal with Disney, which I think he did mostly because it was like, this is a dream come true for him since he started with Disney. Now he's here gonna make movies. I think it legit just sucked the life out of him. Every film he got, because he had less and less creative control, I believe, over it.
Victim
I honestly
of
do
Disney.
believe it. It's like, well, we want your style, but we don't want your input.
Wait, when's the last time he's done a movie for Disney?
Oh, was it Dumbo remake? I think it was the Dumbo remake.
Tim Burton did Dumbo?
He did Dumbo.
Operation Dumbo Drop.
Yes, the last movie was the Dumbo remake, and then now he's out of the deal and he's back doing he's doing the Beetlejuice sequel.
Ari Snow said we should do a stream on things we'll never read.
Oh wait, Frankenweenie. Wow, I can't speak. Frankenweenie was of course a Disney movie. That was pretty good.
I
one of his greatest things.
So long. I
was a
remember
big
what happened.
fan of the Frankenweenie short film back in the day. I had that on VHS, and I watched it like 3 dozen times. I'm very conflicted about the movie.
What was the other one with was it Igor? He didn't do that one, but it was like
No.
still in the style, wasn't it?
It wasn't him.
His best one is Edward Scissorhands. I found that one such good imagery in that one.
Yes, his use of color is fantastic in Scissorhands.
Remember when Burton had Keller? I remember.
No, who's
Pepperidge
another
Farm
director?
remembers.
Who's another
He
director
does.
who's been making movies on the down low in the last handful of years? I haven't noticed, but that's David Cronenberg. I'm sure we don't have too much Cronenberg fans, but
Oh, I'm a big Cronenberg fan. Are you kidding?
yes, yeah, dude, same.
Is-
Name the
around.
movies because I don't recognize the name.
He
Existence, The
yeah.
Fly,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The Thing.
No, not the thing.
not the Thing, but
Oh, he
didn't
definitely
do The
Thing?
inspired.
That was-
The Thing.
That was John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mixed the two up.
He's basically the dude that made body horror.
Yeah.
And his movies always use not all of them, but a fair amount of them really do implement crazy amount of body horror.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he make Videodrome? Was he the guy who made that video?
Yes.
That one was the one that I was like, okay, this is some imaginative, crazy ass shit.
Hey,
Um,
readout. I got another double feature for you. John Carpenter's The Thing and Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm just going to reject what you said and say, hey, maybe one day I will compare the two versions of The Thing, the 1951 and the 1982 versions. There are no other versions.
You hated the 2011 one that bad?
Yes.
It had what's her
I
name?
only ever saw the Kurt Russell one.
Well,
Yeah.
that is the best one.
I-
and that just comes from my point of view. Like that's how I saw it first. The 1982 film. Trying to go back to the 50s was really, really rough for me. There's some stuff I can appreciate.
Speaking of the early days, I was watching this film as a Western. I don't remember its name. I was watching it in passing. I watched it for like 20 seconds, like, wow, I'm probably going to hold that against him one day. Kurt Russell is playing a Native American. I was like, interesting.
What movie?
I need to find the name, but the whole shtick was basically kidnapped as a child, brought up in the tribe, sort of ordeal, because obviously he's a straight up white guy.
Oh, okay, that was going to answer my
No,
next
they
question,
didn't.
which was how.
They didn't put any makeup on or nothing like that. He's straight up right there. But that's historically accurate. Shit like that happened.
Fu Man Blue. I haven't watched it, but I know about it. I know Otter likes it and stuff. I'll eventually watch it.
I'll also say Existence. Very trippy movie.
Man,
First
that
time I
movie-
watched it. Whoa.
That movie like moved me as much as The Matrix did. Like when I came out of the theater, I was like, I had the impression I was floating on like 2 feet above the ground. It's a powerful movie, man. It really warps your mind in terms of like immersive gameplay.
Yeah, dude. In the end scene, I was like, damn. It got me right there with the guy just like, wait a minute. Be honest with me, guys. Like, shit. It all makes sense, but doesn't. Existence is essentially a movie because like it's probably like, if you want to talk cult classic, I've rarely met anybody actually has seen Existence, but it's a movie about basically 3D a virtual reality video game.
Yeah,
And,
basically a console and a what do you call it? A handheld controller.
Yes, it's almost like a crazy episode of Black Mirror in a way, like a 90s Black Mirror episode with Jude Law. And it's also David Cronenberg, like the guy. People, I actually realize this. They don't know of Cronenberg, but they give a lot of inspiration to like H.E. Geiger. I'm like, well, that's more Cronen. Like I see a lot of stuff that people say, oh, it's like Geiger. I'm like, well, that's more Cronenberg than Geiger. And I realized, like, if you're into Geiger stuff, check out Cronenberg because he's not too far off. Except he messes with the human body more.
Has everyone seen The Fly? With
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I saw The Fly too, and that wasn't.
Oh yeah, that's a
Uh,
sequel that people forget.
We don't
Frederick-
talk about that.
do you know if the Elric of Melniboné graphic novels are they French? The French comic, The Bond Dessiné?
which one's Elric?
The Elric of Melniboné comics.
I haven't seen them. I don't know about them.
Someone was recommending it.
Yeah, I heard it. It's good, but I don't know if it's French or not. Could be.
Let me look up the dude's name. It sounded Frenchy.
I think Razor Fist mentions them, recommends them at one point as well.
I still got to read the books and all that stuff.
I read most of the books. They're okay. They're okay. You really got to get into it. I think the second book is a little bit of a drag, though.
Julian Blondale. Is that a French name, Frederick?
Yeah, sounds like it.
I'm assuming it was a French.
Julien something, yeah.
Some oui. Bonjour.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I know recently I've actually just finished reading a majority of the Solomon Kane books. There's really not that many of them. But what's his name? James Craig is going to be doing a live stream on them. So
Cool.
going to be reading up on those. Going to be there on the live stream. In the I think it's be near the beginning of the month.
Oh, Frederick, how far have you gotten through Deluxe Volume 3?
Almost half point. So now Gus has just left the Hawk.
Oh, okay. I'd love their Griffith and Guts fight on that.
I have dropped the ball. King Bob has been chatting away with us over on Rumble, and I keep forgetting to look over in that chat. I wish there was a way to get the Rumble chat to come into the StreamYards chat like the YouTube chat does. But yeah, he's been commenting. He said that's because the first one was Don Bluth. Depends. I don't know what Depends was referring to. And then he said Eureka was okay.
Oh. I think he finally realized, like, man, no one's reading my comments.
That's why I said I dropped the ball. I keep forgetting to look over there, but only the YouTube one will feed in with the StreamYards. I have to keep manually switching windows to.
Yeah, it has the
go look at
Rumble,
that
but
one.
it's grayed out. I think it's supposed to let both of them. I don't know.
I don't
Some
understand how
definition
this
won't get
complicated user interface works.
Oh, God.
I mean, all this weird stuff over here. Like, what happens if I hit this button?
Jewish space laser.
Oh, okay.
Oh. You see the face is starting to improve, Frederick,
Which face?
in Deluxe Volume 3.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the art is slightly better. You can see a slight improvement from number 2.
Right. You'll once you get later on, you'll see what I'm talking about with how. I mean, you can already see it where you're at.
Yeah, there's some artsy scenes as well. Like you can see there's some fantasies melting between character and a panel and stuff. Like he's playing around.
Yeah.
He's playing around with stuff.
He done it a little bit in Black Swordsman, but he's getting back to doing that a lot in getting towards the later half of Golden Age.
For sure.
And he's getting really comfortable drawing the characters to the point where he's able to.
Yeah, dude. Like how many times has he drawn them now?
Well, it's I don't know what.
Big number, right?
Yeah, so they started drawing them around volume 4, so hundreds of pages, years of drawing these characters.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know how oh man, that always that's a kick
Frederick,
over-
you're fixing to be drawing Rat Tail a lot. Like a lot.
Yeah.
You're gonna get sick of your own character that you love.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think I'm looking forward to getting good at it and getting used to it. And I've also made it that he doesn't have like a default vehicle. Like I can switch vehicles, I can switch bad guys. So there's a lot to play around with.
Hold up, you're not wanting to give him the Rat Tail mobile?
Yeah, but he can switch it up. See, he's got a copter, he's got a bike, he's got a mobile, he's got a van, and he can drive.
So he's
up
got the
mo-
Rat Tail motorcycle, the Rat Tail mobile, the Rat Tail helicopter.
And the Rattel shark repellent.
submarine.
He'll get the Rat Tail hotel.
Dude, he's got Bitcoin. he can buy anything you can find on the black market. He can get it.
He'll get the Rat Tail repellent spray, shark repellent.
He's rich. He's got unlimited wealth, and he goes to the black market. I want an original recipe Twinkie. And they're like, we can't help you.
Oh, you need to have an Easter egg of like some dumbass trying to sell like shark repellent to him or something. No, man, this is great stuff. Great stuff. We'll keep all the sharks away.
Is that an inside that I missed in the dark web?
No, it's you've watched the Adam West Batman movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know how everything is the bat this, that he's got the batarangs, the Batmobile, is bat this, bat that. And they were in the bat copter, hanging on by a rope ladder, and a shark came out of the water underneath. So he grabbed the bat shark repellent
Dude, it's like,
out of his belt and sprayed the shark.
and the fact that there's branding on everything as well.
Yes. He's trademarked, you know.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out that was Bruce Wayne was trademarking, Batman's name for Batman merchandise, you know.
That's the thing. It's like, isn't it on don't all the receipts for the Batman stuff point back to Wayne Enterprises?
Yeah.
Oh, King Bob's still with us over on Rumble. Good to see you still there, man.
To be honest, I think it's more of what was it, the Dark Knight movies? Because he was specifically they were from R&D, the Batmobile and stuff, and that one.
Yeah.
So like, there's people engineers that built that and shit that know are like, oh,
Right, there would be like, wait a minute, I worked on that for Wayne Enterprise.
yeah, I worked on
Yeah.
that for like 20 years. That was my entire career that got shelved because of that
That's
asshole.
Right?
That's what I
Yeah.
call a loose end.
I think like the best thing that they should have done is like, the shell company games. Like, no, this shell company owned by that shell company owned by that shell company that does business with Wayne Enterprises purchased it.
It belongs to Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, no. No.
He's like, it belongs to Rusty Shackelford. That would be hilarious, like a parody of Batman, but you bring up all these questions and he just has these really quippy answers to it. Batman has just like a alternate persona that he writes all checks underneath the name of.
So, Frederick, you know what will happen? You'll be like, "Oh man, I'm gonna draw this cool action scene on his bike and everything."
Yeah.
And then you actually start drawing, and you're like, "Fuck this bike! It's just gonna get blown up." In like panel 3.
Orange Man.
Dude, you buy like 20 of them. You have like a hangar full of bikes and you just blow them up every night of the week.
Yes.
Yeah, that way you can release new toys every other week too.
Now
Oh
you're
yeah, the
thinking,
official merchandise of Reptile Man.
Right? Like what was it in the Batman movie? They have one scene where they're all in their own vehicles that lasts like 5 seconds, and then you don't see them ever again.
Wait, which one?
Hang on a
Tim
second,
Burton's
guys.
Batman.
Maji, you're going to be taking off?
Yeah, I'm not feeling too good. I'm more just tired than anything right
Understand.
now.
Glad you're able to come back and hang with us for a bit, though. It's been a little while.
yeah.
When
Miss you
did
guys.
the
Yeah. You want to shout out or plug anybody on your way out?
Check out IronAge.media. Richard's always got something new going on. Also, just hi. Miss you guys. Glad I could hang for a little bit. I swear.
Yeah, I hope to
I'm-
see you around a little more
Yeah,
often in the near future.
See, Animated
Yeah.
Overload ends up saying Trump man, and Maji just for some reason during a crime outbreak just has to leave.
Sorry. I'm just wanting to pass out right now.
Right, Trump man.
Whatever. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night, Maji.
So,
Anyways, back to Frederick's Rattel cycle.
the explosion of vehicles.
Yes,
'cause
it's
I
gonna
had a-
last for 2 panels.
We should give him a superpower, telekinesis.
Well, that's the
Whoa.
thing. He doesn't have a superpower. All he has is a lack of fear. Like he is not afraid of anything. Because basically he lives with cats and they give him toxoplasmosis, which is like a superpower when you think about it.
Okay.
How long would he last in Berserk?
In Berserk.
No one can last in Berserk. Like
How long could he take on an apostle? Would he be like
Yeah.
be able to be like on Guts' level?
No, he's gonna have to do like hundreds and hundreds of episodes before he gets to that level.
No.
It's like Spawn number 350. Like at the episode 350, then he's gonna
getcha.
meet like an apostle.
I have no idea how
How
tough the creatures are in Berserk.
nowhere
Most
near
of
as
them
tough
would kill you in a
as
second.
nowhere near as tough as Samus. Nowhere near as tough as Samus.
No.
Yes,
Actually,
well,
a couple of them are.
Samus is more OP than people realize. Going through
There's
Nintendo
one
canon, adding
apostle
it
I
up,
can't
she's
mention because
multiversal.
there's one apostle I don't want to mention because it would actually spoil for Frederick and read out, so I won't say it. But there is one that actually would murder the shit out of Samus.
I don't know if you add up how her power multiplies and you go through and actually take account of everything in canon.
Hey,
She could use beings like True Form Darkseid casually as toilet paper.
hey, frequency.
Yeah.
Frederick, if y'all don't want to hear this, I'm just gonna give a little thing of what he can do. He's literally missed. You can't even hit him.
I have a question. What's true form dark side?
That's when you go to Apocalypse, which is not within the regular universe. It's out in the, what's it called, the God Sphere or something. But they're on a whole nother. Darkseid himself, whenever he shows up in universe fighting the Justice League and all that, that's not true Darkseid. That is an avatar, because if Darkseid were to enter the universe would break. He can't truly
What?
step
Because he's
in.
so fat.
Yes. He has a little too many carbs. Oh, but in fact, when they go through a boom tube to the planet Apocalypse, they are shifting into another reality to get there, and it's actually adjusting their size. It's enlarging them. If they left the universe under their own power and went to Apocalypse, they'd be tiny compared to everybody walking around there. They'd be like little. Remember the Littles? They would look like that. So Darkseid cannot enter the universe fully. So he chooses an avatar. That's why sometimes he seems a little weaker or stronger. But if whatever universe or version of Justice League or DC Comics you go to, if you see Darkseid, it's supposed to be the same Darkseid entering different realities with an avatar.
You're telling me he has the what's called the writer's flaw,
I'm not familiar.
meaning whatever the writer power level wants him to be, that's what he'll be.
Oh yeah, because it's going to depend. It's going to vary from appearance to appearance how tough that particular avatar body is. If you actually flat out kill Darkseid, all he's doing is snapping back to his reality. He's fine. You just beat his avatar body. That's just, he can go respawn.
Well, at least he isn't like Thanos who just simps over death,
No, he's not that dumb.
Although,
Thanos
doesn't
is
he
smart
have
and
a-
everything else, but he's an idiot when it comes to Mistress Death.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, here's the thing: I'm not that knowledgeable on like DC shit. It doesn't he have like the anti-life virus or whatever the fuck it's called?
He's always searching for the anti-life equation. I think
Equation, yeah.
it's I'm trying to remember the name of his rival. Is it Highfather or something? Has the life equation. He's searching for. If he gets the anti-life equation, he can control all. He can pretty much mind control the entire universe.
So, Frederick, is this mostly like an off-road vehicle?
No, this is a street BMW. Street bike. Let me
Okay.
show you.
Thank you, Animation Overload. He said Highfather.
So
Only
this
reason I'm
takes
saying
place
that is
in our
tires.
world. This takes place in our world then, with the BMW.
No, this is in Montreal.
Okay.
King Bob says he always watches. He just doesn't always comment.
Montreal is an eldritch place.
Well, there are people who speak French and stuff. It's kind of weird.
Also, their like major landmark is like what was it, the cross or whatever? But they got overshadowed.
Well,
by,
you gotta
like, Brazil.
you got a cross on top of Mont Royal. You got the stadium that's kind of got a silhouette, and then there's the Epcot sphere, like the Bucky Fuller sphere in the form of the Epcot attraction.
Right.
Montreal, man. You know what I found out? Because today I was researching fairies, because I'm going to start adding in a bit more fae into this portion of writing I'm doing. Is the term eldritch apparently derives from the same word, which means fairyland. So
just elfin magic.
Exactly. And
He's been waiting so long to play that.
right? I'm glad I brought it up. the term fairy is just so vast and wide. There's so much different creatures that are considered like, fae or fairies. Like goblins are technically fairies. It's crazy.
I thought they fell more in with the gnomes, or do gnomes go under the fairy lore?
Yeah, they do as well. In fact, I believe they said gnomes were essentially elves before Tolkien kind of made them tall and stuff.
Well, actually, that was the dwarves. I think the dwarves and the dark elves were supposed to be one and the same, but I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Maybe you're right about that. But it's interesting because there was folklore of gnomes all around the world, not just in the European area. Like the Pukwudgie are a type of gnome from Native American lore.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the Norse mythology that dragons were like greedy dwarves turned into dragons?
Partially, like Lord of the Rings was, I think, a mixture of both, like the Nordic and the Celtic and Anglo. I think it was a mix of all three mythologies that he used. But yeah, he was definitely really heavy into the Norse with where he got
it
everything
makes
from.
sense. He was,
But I think
he was
elves were also part of Celtic.
if he was going for all British cultures, you got to throw Norse in there because they invaded
That's
twice
true.
and settled down.
Now, here's the thing for Norse mythology is a lot of people butt heads on this. The giants weren't necessarily always physically big. They weren't necessarily giants. Like the Asgardians and the Jotuns they intermingled quite a bit in lore. So, I mean, and a lot of times we're seen walking around together like regular folks. So the
Thor
frost
was a
giants
half
weren't
giant,
necessarily
half
huge.
Jotun. Thor was half Jotun in Asgard.
Yeah.
Albeit
So they're
a lot
really
of
the same
stories they didn't
species of
like the
people.
Jotun. The Jotun are
Yeah, but the Jotun and the Asgardians are technically the same species of people, just different
don't tell an
nations.
Asgardian that, or they'll fucking kill you. Okay.
Yeah, well, you kind of get the same attitude when you remind Navy and Marines that they're the same branch.
You trying
They're both like, hey, no.
trying to get some fighting words going on? Look at that.
No,
Frederick's
the last thing I want to do is get in a tussle with military. I get my ass kicked.
Right.
Oh, what were you wanting to complain about? Read out. You want to talk about mainstream media? Did you
I
already
already
talk about
did that an hour ago.
Wow.
Where were you?
Everywhere.
I was gonna say, I'm like, did you
Is
miss
that
the first
Tim Allen? Is
45
that why his
minutes?
blood pressure is so high?
Oh,
Sorry, Rita, I didn't mean to step on you there.
no, you're fine.
I saw you did a video on artifacts.
Oh, the Gettysburg
Gettysburg.
memorabilia. Yeah, it was. I haven't done Artifact Highlight in a while, so I threw that out. That was a very short video. I needed a gap week as I'm working on other projects. Some will be seen this Saturday. So,
All right.
but yeah, if those that are interested, there is a movie that was made in 1993 known as the movie Gettysburg. You can imagine how much I watched that as a kid. It also has the distinction.
Did you wear out the cassette?
I wore out the cassette. I wore out the DVD. I think I'm on my 4th or 5th copy now. Now it's on Blu-ray. I don't watch it.
How about I get you a nice brand new copy on Laserdisc?
I wouldn't say no
What's
to a
the name of
Laserdisc
this
copy.
stream? The day that crabs fries.
Yeah,
It's not
because
fucking
March
plankton.
14th was the day that crabs almost got fried by King Neptune. But Patrick and SpongeBob prevented that from happening.
Is that all
Oh.
in Gettysburg?
Yeah, and this
Not
happened
the-
in 18. When?
Not the crabs getting fried part. That occurred in Bikini Bottom. But anyways,
No,
there is
but Neptune did show up to Gettysburg for the crawfish boil.
No, that would have been the Shad Bake at the Battle of Five Forks, April 1st, 1865.
Oh, the Shad are about to run around here too.
The
And he-
hazards of historic vlogging.
Yep.
The mosquitoes got you that bad?
You don't understand August on the Antietam National Battlefield, man. That's a traumatic experience. Well, not in the way it was 160 years ago. Very different.
What happened to that British dude you done like a stream with?
British dude?
Where he's doing like the World War II veterans and stuff?
Oh, that wasn't a British dude. That
Or the
was
Civil
History
War.
Savior 1941.
Or whatever the fuck it was.
British dude? What?
He was
No, that
over
was
there in
Stewie
Britain.
Griffin.
Peter Griffith.
Oh,
Peter.
I'm trying to think of my recent guess and breaking down. I mean, we have
No, this
me
was
and
like a year ago.
a year ago.
Yes.
Dude,
Or maybe more.
I really do not know what you're referring to, Billy. That must be
He was
quite
over there in England, and he was I think it was the Revolutionary War or some shit. He was like they were doing like a museum thing of it.
Now, are we all trying to find this video to show him?
Yeah, because I'm like that can be a lot of videos. Revolutionary War and Readout Productions, 18th century. Oh no,
Yeah, but
that's
the
a very
British.
the British, you know, the thing that we talk about half the time.
No, like an actual British dude over there you were talking with.
Oh, I don't think I never had him on as an official guest. That is the Civil War. I think it's called the Civil War. Was it the Monumental History Project? Effectively, it is set in the United Kingdom, and it's a group of volunteers interested in monumentizing and commemorating American Civil War veterans that lived later in Europe, that their graves are interred in the United Kingdom. So that's what they're working on, like marking their graves, giving them recognition, or trying to work on like a proper monument that'll be for all of the American Civil War veterans that end up living in the United Kingdom. So that's what they're working on. I'd like to have him on as a guest, or one of the people from that entity. I just haven't had the time to
So
get to
you
them.
knew what I was talking about. See, I wasn't talking crazy.
Well, you had to be more particular, and I'm like,
I don't know why I remembered it, but I fucking sure did.
Hey guys,
oh, I'm glad that you
I'll be right back.
remembered it.
I'll be back
Have
in a
you-
couple minutes.
All
Have they
right.
not done any update? Their progress of doing it?
Yeah, they're still working on getting the funds raised. Most of what they've been doing lately that I see is them going and cleaning up the graves, basically giving them proper headstones, or if there's not a identified grave, maybe give them a centograph to acknowledge them. I don't know how far the main monument is into production. I've seen more and more preliminary drawings on their Hatebook page, but I don't know the current whereabouts of it.
Oh,
So it's
you were
still there.
you were badgering this poor person who was making bread a year ago. 18th century bread.
18th century bread?
Was he making what is it, sour bread?
That was a few years ago. That would be Half Crown Bakehouse, I think you're thinking about.
I'm playing the video right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they come to they're living history bakers, essentially. The whole family, they all each he and his brothers and his father, they're all involved into different facets of 18th century living history, but he took an interest into 18th century baking, and he has a full business. He will take his portable bake oven and he takes it all on the eastern seaboard to like 18th century historical sites. I usually meet him about 3 times a year, typically at the different events here in Pennsylvania. Half Crown Bakehouse, awesome. I think if you've ever visited Mount Vernon and you see a gentleman making bread there, that's Half Crown Bakehouse. They have like a deal with Mount Vernon to do like a certain amount of events annually. I love their bread. Good bread.
Dude, I'm going so far back in your channel that even like John Brown's Isekai show.
Oh, that I remember. I can never forget that.
You
That
know,
was
we're doing it on Heterochromedia podcasts.
Well, no, because there was the original novella, which a humble collector discovered before a Gettysburg trip, and I thought it would be, oh, let's record it, and if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll release it. And then we recorded all of the chapters. Then the writer of the John Brown Isekai, the Cabbage Preacher, decided to remake it into like a full-fledged novel. Like it's still an ongoing series. And that's what we recorded the first few chapters of. And yes, we drove to Harper's Ferry to sit next to the engine house Brown made famous for using it as his like last stand during his failed raid, and we recorded the first 2 chapters of the official isekai right there on the grounds, because I have lost touch with reality, I guess. I don't know. I just
And
decided, you
nobody-
know what? I will be remembered for something. I
Hold
guess.
up, so nobody jumped in and said, "What the fuck are y'all reading?"
No, surprisingly not.
Uh,
I don't know what that says about the rest of society that nobody stopped us sitting there on the lawn recording and talking about isekai and anime tropes. Now, Tim
You'll be
Allen,
fine.
he's asking me if I have listened to Iced Earth's The High Watermark. I have indeed. I have heard the entire trilogy, the Gettysburg trilogy that Iced Earth did back in 2004. Very, very good. I've only listened to a few other Iced Earth songs, so maybe one day we'll do something similar to the Sabaton ranking, though I don't think Iced Earth has as many historical related songs as like where Sabaton, that's their whole gimmick. But I know Iced Earth's covered a lot of historical topics.
hey, before you even done the isekai, you said, "Fuck it, let's go and jump in on Neon Genesis Evangelion."
Well, that was no, the Isekai was before that. The original Isekai. We did that almost 2 years ago now. Then a few months later is when we did the 6 hours of recording talking about Neon Genesis Evangelion. And then we decided, why not? Let's talk about Pink Floyd's The Wall as well, because all this is just really depressing and involves individuals isolating themselves from the world. So, and that is how the Heterochrome Media podcast was born.
Yay, history.
And then
That-
some reason you decided My Immortal?
No,
Weird.
that was you.
No, that
You
wasn't
gotta
me.
put that was
On your
freaking
channel.
you. I have witnesses right here in the chat on
None
the
of them.
panel. That was you.
No proof. Fake news.
Wrangler, you're gonna have to
Fake
go
news.
back. You're gonna have to listen tomorrow to whatever stream it was where Billy said, "Hey, let's read My Immortal." Okay, to be fair, I think actually it was something in voice chat.
Right, right. Somewhere you can't prove at all because it's not true. Up
Did
here,
you know that
They're more like Iron
that
Maiden. Okay.
the West has their own terminology for that isekai thing? It's portal fiction.
it was
They-
not me,
they do.
Anton. No proof.
So I'm going to look into, when I have time, American portal fiction. See what we've produced over here in that particular genre.
In what?
Portal fiction. The American version of Isekai.
Literally means the same exact thing. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing, like underwear and chonies. It's the same thing.
I mean, technically, wouldn't John Carter be an isekai?
Yeah, that's a good one too. It took me a while because I'm a dummy and I was looking for John Carter. It's like, where's all the John Carter? And then I was like, oh, it's called something else. And then it's like the John Carter, like
Beastmaster 2
Saga.
was a
Princess of Mars.
was a
Yeah, it's
reverse
called.
isekai. It was basically him going into our real world during the 90s.
I think that would technically be the same. I know
And
that
it was-
Disney tried to make they made a few in the past. They made one where a kid goes to like Japan and he has to like free the Monkey King. No, China and free the Monkey King.
I was like, what?
Excuse me?
Let's
I-
say
I-
that again.
I
Well, at least
corrected
they didn't- at least
myself.
they didn't make it
within
in
this-
Africa, you know.
Yeah, I corrected myself. Take it easy there. I don't want to be forced to harm you people.
Disney. He was in Japan freeing monkeys.
Yeah, no, just one. The Monkey King, played by Jet Li.
The Monkey King. Are we meaning like the
Yes, that one.
what's his name? The demon monkey.
Yeah,
The
I
one
guess.
Goku's actually based on, by the way.
Sun Wukong.
Yeah, Sun Wukong. Yeah.
Yes, played by Jet Li in that one, and Jackie Chan's in that movie too. So there you go. So you want to watch
You
a
need to
Jackie
make up your
Chan?
mind. You want to be in here or not?
So if you want to watch a Jackie Chan, Jet Li portal fiction, or isekai, which I wonder what the Chinese call it.
Wait, are you
Oh.
just explaining the plot of like the remake Karate Kid?
No, he doesn't go
The not
back to China.
Karate Kid. We don't learn karate in the remake of the Karate.
Yeah, they
Kid.
learn kung
hey.
fu. That's
Very
completely different.
Correct
Yeah.
Why
me.
is
What
it called
wasn't
the
there
Karate
supposed to be
Kid?
another karate movie coming out again?
You know what? We should keep making the Karate Kid, but just call it like keep the kid and just continuously change the martial art. You know, like Johnny Russo, or the kid gets picked on near a boxing club, and then he's got to learn boxing, the rules of boxing. Now he's a boxing
Yeah,
kid.
Hold
let's
up,
have
no.
the
No.
Aikido Kid.
The first movie's called Karate Kid. The second one's called Boxing Kid. You know,
Muay
Taekwondo
Thai kid.
When do we get to the finale? Shotgun Kid.
The finale would be
Shotgun
mixed martial
boom.
arts. Yes, it's like you gotta learn now.
Hold
You
up.
gotta combine
Is the
everything
final one
you've
Shotgun
learned.
Kid because it's going to be a shotgun wedding? Is that going to be
Yes.
the whole plot of that one?
See, that's perfect for like a 8-episode television show. Every single episode he is like an hour and a half long because he's in a mini movie. It's the same guy going to different lands, getting in trouble, and having to master a martial art, defeat someone in a tournament somewhere. And the final one is a mixed martial arts, and he has to defeat every single big baddie from every episode because they're all joining this martial arts tournament.
But weren't they coming out with a new Karate Kid or some shit that I've heard?
I hope not.
The one I said is clearly better than all their ideas combined. We shall call this Frederick. What are we calling this?
Or are you thinking of Cobra Kai?
The what
Billy?
now?
No. There's Cobra Kai, but then I may have just be misremembering, but I think
There was a
recently announced
Karate
they're gonna be
Kid
doing
with
another
Jackie
one.
Chan.
How about just the Violence Kid?
Hold up, can we have the Will Smith as a Karate Kid?
Martial prowess.
No, that was Will Smith's kid with Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
No. We need a new one. It's just Will Smith, you know. The whole plot is, you know, him slapping.
And he masters E Honda's 100-hand slap.
Oh yeah, but he's slapping everyone because they keep putting his wife's name in their mouth, you know.
Now we just need to make a dumb little video game level. Make the main character look like Will Smith and give him E Honda's 100-hand slap as his attack, and you just go through knocking down all the bad guys with your slaps.
There
Let's
you
have-
go.
no, here
Animated
we go.
Overload knows the movie I was talking about. It's Forbidden Kingdom with Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and some white kid. I don't remember his name, but he has a familiar face.
Some
And I
filthy,
thought it was
stinky
all right.
white kid. That
It
dirty
was all
bastard.
right. He got 2 Chinamen and a white kid, and it was all right. And they had a
No.
hot China lady.
If it
Now
was a
that-
white kid, it was probably Tom Holland.
No, it's like before Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
What? No, it was Macaulay Culkin.
It was Tom Holland with a
No.
little more meat on him.
No.
I'm gonna teach you the ancient ways of karate.
No, now listen to this one. So we could have Will Smith be in a biopic about a competitor in Power Slap. You know that like the
Oh,
yeah,
slapping
that's
Are you
competition
talking
that
about
Dana White
the
runs?
actual sport tournament?
No, I got
No,
an
no.
even more
Well,
ridiculous
kind of, yeah.
one. It's a biopic about the penis game.
About the what?
The penis game.
The penis game.
Am I the only one? It's honestly more innocent than it sounds, but
I'm gonna be
still
quite
pretty
honest.
absurd.
I want to be the only one.
It doesn't sound
okay,
innocent.
I mean, we're
at all.
talking about Will
Okay.
Smith and his wife is Jaden
It's
Smith.
perfect then. See, the penis game's simple. You're in a very packed room with your friends, and whoever can say penis the loudest wins.
Why?
Why do you do anything when you're 14 years old?
Well, we've hit the hour and a half mark, so you can see where our brains are going.
It's amazing. I mean, haven't you ever played Pass It On as well? Which is literally you just punch the person in the arm next to you, tell them to pass it on.
That one I have played.
I mean, who really wins in the game of tag, anyways?
The one who gets shoved into the fucking fence. You know, that's the one that loses.
Yeah.
Used to play a game called Butts Up. We
All right,
would,
Fred, what
we
is
would throw
supposed
a
to be right
racquetball
next
at
to
a
him
brick
walking?
wall.
What is that?
What
I
this-
played
Is that supposed to be
Other
the
House.
pavement crack?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of
It's
hard
like
to see on this paper.
yeah, it's like bombs went off.
Okay. I couldn't tell. I
Rockets.
mean, it's kind of hard for me to see on the light.
Yeah,
and
well,
stuff.
they're still kind of sketchy, so it'll look better when it's done.
I used to play slaughter ball with the handball, which was essentially you play handball up against the wall, and whoever misses it got to run and touch the wall, and everybody else just gets to keep throwing balls at him until he touches the wall.
Michael
Angarano. Yes, Michael Angarano. That's the
Who
one.
was that?
Oh, he's definitely not a white kid, that's for sure, with a name like Angarano. But he's definitely got a complexion to him. He looks
Wow.
like a Disney kid, to be honest. I don't follow.
And let me put that name in. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. He got a very familiar face. I'm pretty sure he was a Disney.
Oh, he's white, brother.
I mean, a lot of people were white, but Angarano, that's what
he was
like
in
Italian?
Oppenheimer.
Was he?
Oppenheimer?
Okay. He was in Oppenheimer. He was young when he did that movie. Not
He
Oppenheimer.
almost became Anakin in Phantom Menace.
Wow. Well, that was a career saver.
Let me look up. I have to look up.
He almost looks like a younger cousin to who's that actor? The one who played in Fan Four Stick.
The
the
which one
stretchy
played
guy.
in Fan Four Stick? Which one?
The stretchy guy, Mr. Fantastic.
I know who the actor you're talking
Yeah.
about. But I don't remember his name.
Me
be honest
either.
with
It's not coming to mind. I'm glad you had
Oh.
his career.
Something gay just entered here.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
it.
you.
Oh, hey,
Otter.
it's an otter.
Hey, Otter,
Nah,
how's it
it's a
going?
mogwai, of course.
Mogwai.
I've been here. It didn't start gaying up until you came.
Are you
Just
sure
saying.
about that?
No one here's complain, so it must be true.
I mean, they're just used to it, is all.
Right. Matter of fact, we Otter also sent us another preview of his second book, Skill and Storm.
Here we go.
Let's go ahead and show it.
Just the sight of those breasts made Reginald's penis very hard. His penis was of considerable size, and now beads of sweat ran slowly down his penis, making it glisten like a strong swimmer fresh from out of the pool. It was a fantastic penis that seemed as strong as a horse's leg, yet as delicate as a flower wrapped in silk. What a grand, grand penis. Diana's nipples... let's see. Diana's nipples... Oh, writer's block. Crap! I'm stuck. Oh well, maybe that's enough writing for tonight, Mr. Hat.
What an interesting writing process, Otter.
Are you sure that's not your writing process?
No.
Hey,
I mean,
Otter.
you've been taking a really long time with that Foxy story.
No.
You sure writer's block isn't setting in?
No,
Otter.
no.
You
We all
have
know it's
heard.
you, Otter.
At least
You
it
have
works
heard
for
of,
him. Otter's done with his first draft now, right? You've completed your first draft of the
Yeah,
second
that's
book?
right, bitch.
Congratulations, man.
Sir
Thank you.
Otter, you have heard of the penis game, correct?
I
Yes, of course, he's heard of it.
Look it up.
How do
It's
you
very
know that?
popular. It's very popular amongst 14-year-olds.
I
in crowded
see.
buses.
Oh, I know who the Michael Ingario. He fucking played in the Sky High movie.
I
The
agree,
guilty
Guilty Gearhead.
gearhead
Interesting
knows.
timing.
He knows what the penis game is, don't you, Guilty? Of course he does.
Oh man. I think Razorfist is now doing like a
Razorfist knows
motion
what the
streams and
penis
stuff. He
game
has
is.
Blaine
Yeah,
Pardo
he
on
also
right now.
gave Mage Leader a shout out tonight. That was pretty neat.
Nice. This is what we need.
I'm surprised more big channels aren't doing this. It's only going to help put more attention on them, more good attention.
Well, Ethan Van Sciver had his little IronAge stick thing. I don't know how that's going for him.
I really hope he continues with it, because if he's looking for some good popularity, some good time in the limelight, I think that's one of the ways to do it.
Well, I'm glad he's doing it. F&T, they've got on my last nerves. They haven't done shit. They haven't like helped promote any of y'all. I mean, all they do is bitch, 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 Disney, 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 and all this other shit. You know, and they keep
Yeah,
saying they're Iron Age or whatever. Don't do anything.
I
Don't help
think if
anybody.
I think a
Great.
few of them are, but I'm not going to be actively relying on a shout out from them.
No, but it is a point to be like, these guys kind of suck.
Yeah,
You
they're not
keep
promoting.
saying
That's not what they
be
want to
the
do.
culture, be all this other shit, and you're not shouting out any creators. You know what I mean? You're not.
Yeah,
I mean, fuck. I'm positive that they haven't even read any other fucking people's shit. You know,
I'm sure of it.
and no one's saying that you have to get rid of and stop talking about Disney. Just fucking 30 minutes on your show, dude. 30 minutes. Pick a goddamn small
It's
creator.
I think it's because their entire basically careers and days are just wrapped up in the business
Right.
of
But here's the
coverage.
thing, James. 30 minutes on your show is not going to hurt you to shout
Yeah,
out.
but it's 30 minutes on the show, but it's also a lot of pre-prep behind that, filtering all the ridiculous amount of projects going on. So that's just my idea of probably why they don't do it. It's
I
a
don't
it's
think
a
they do
beast in
because they
itself.
don't care because it doesn't make them more money.
I'm sure if their audience were to speak up, they'd probably start covering some stuff. And actually, to some degree, I'd say at least I know one person on that panel cares, and that's Culture Casino. He ended up leaving a comment on that video that I spent about a week making. The one we showed off the lyric video, Culture Casino ended up commenting on it. So
What
very
did he
proud of
say?
myself. He says it's amazing. All
Nice.
caps. I was like, damn. Good on you, Culture Casino.
Guilty's
Thank
got
you.
something to tell you.
Go Google the penis game, Guilty.
Also, Tim Allen wants to let you know something.
But
Yeah, I
but
said that
please, if you're gonna search it, please have some sort of VPN on, do it in the private window.
It's
I
very
don't advise
popular.
having all shields
Do
down.
do those even make any difference?
I don't know. I'm sure some of them probably do a
I
little
don't.
I
bit.
mean, if you're trying to watch something that's been region locked, awesome. But does that really make it so government can't see you if they don't want to?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
It
know.
probably just
I'm just saying.
I'm more
You
worried
don't
about
want.
government than hackers, and the
I'm
government doesn't
just
even have a
saying.
reason to look at
You
me.
don't want that in your search history. That's all I'm saying.
the government knows.
I'm an
the people.
author that does sci-fi and fantasy. My search history is
I guarantee you, Herman P. Hunter knows the penis game.
Maybe I try Urban Dictionary.
Or that, I'm sure they know the penis game as well. It's quite popular.
do I really want
Yes,
to
you
search
do.
this?
Conan O'Brien knows the penis game.
That's not necessarily your best sell for the penis game.
Conan O'Brien was the last real late night television comic. The rest of them are schmoes.
I never really got into any of them. Letterman used to be entertaining somewhat way back, but I enjoyed his top 10 list. I actually went and got his book, the top 10 list book he put out for a while.
Speaking of Letterman, freaking Norm Macdonald got to be the last comic to perform on Letterman, which is insane.
Oh, wow.
He opened up saying that was his dream, was to perform on Letterman, and he was the last dude. And when he did, he literally started crying because it was a live performance, and it was like his show. It's like, damn. I always think of that moment when I think of Letterman. It was a different age, boys. It was a different age. Makes you wonder what good television culture was like back then. They probably need
Letterman, Larry King. Those were the days. Saturday Night Live was actually good now and then.
now and then, yeah.
Now and then.
You speak
Now-
that SNL was once good. What are you referring to?
Wayne's World, Wayne's
Right.
World, party time, excellent.
I
that
remember when
era.
that came on. That was-
What is
Blues
this
Brothers.
mysterious world of Wayne you speak of?
We're pretty much living it on YouTube now. But
Yeah, right. They totally
Yeah.
pioneered the format.
dude, I gotta get that clip of Garth when Wayne walked up or was booted off his own set, and then Garth had to sit there by himself.
It's
It's just
terrible.
that where he's
That
staring at
one
the
scene
camera. I just
camera.
got to get that clip, and so I can just drop that because
Oh,
I
that's
have
good.
plenty of moments where I can drop that clip. I'm like, I'm having a Garth
There
moment.
was
You can always
a
kill dead air with that clip.
what what was the Canadian version of SNL? They had one like a real Canadian.
SCTV.
Yes.
They had what
That was
it?
John Candy, Rick Moranis, I think Jeff Daniel or Greg
Yeah.
Daniels or what was his
Yeah,
name?
Some of the greatest comedians in America.
Eugene
came from
Levy.
Canada. So we must be doing
Deadpool.
something right over here.
Oh, not Deadpool.
They had a lot of great people in that.
But
one.
SCTV had like a similar skit to Wayne's World, but predates it. That was
No. They were like SNL.
Like Rick Moranis on there was freaking like
Yeah.
the titular.
Yeah, and Rick
Like
Moranis and
Canadian.
was his name Jeff Daniels or Greg Daniels?
no,
The
no,
guy
Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas,
Dave Thomas. Okay, yeah, Dave Thomas. The guys who
Mackenzie brothers.
when they did the moose voices and Brother Bear, they were pretty much just riffing on their roles from the Kinsey brothers.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, you know what, man? We need more Rick Moranis in our lives.
Yeah, we from them we got Steve Martin, we got Eddie Murphy.
Steve Martin. Now that's a great comedian. You ever seen Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid? Like one of my favorite comedy movies of all time.
I have not.
You got
I'm
to
one of
watch
those.
it.
I'm one of those
Complete
people who
black and white.
really enjoys L.A. Story. It's such a weird fucking movie, but I strangely really like it.
I have not seen LA Story.
Yeah, the omnipotent guide in that movie is a traffic sign.
Okay.
Funny.
LA Story. Is Rick Moranis? in that
Oh,
one?
you know what Fu Man Blue's
Martin is
watching,
in
by
that
the way?
one.
Oh, yeah. Fu Man Blue, I have recommended The Jerk to Otter. He's never watched it.
The Jerk? The movie The
yeah,
Jerk?
The Jerk. It's
That's a
fucking
good
great.
one. That's a great movie
I was
right there.
raised a poor black kid.
Right? And then it just cuts to him
Oh,
dancing on the
yeah,
porch.
that one's. You can't do that one again today.
Otter, you
Yeah.
need to watch it, man. I'm not.
So
I really do.
It's
just watch the
literally
first
fucking
5
hilarious.
minutes and you'll stay sitting down for the rest.
It's
No, I really need to watch
basically
it.
Forrest Gump before Forrest Gump, but actually fucking great. Like,
Hilarious.
actually funny
It's
and shit.
hilarious. I was raised a poor boy. Oh shit, that was hilarious.
He goes on his whole quest because he ends up hearing white music. Oh,
So,
Johnny White.
so it's like Forrest Gump, but it's actually funny instead of just sad.
Yes.
He's able to dance to white music. Oh my gosh, I can't move my legs.
I gotta find these people.
Oh,
His fucking father is like giving him all the warnings, like don't trust Whitey.
right? Basically, just telling him all this hilarious.
That was
stuff.
like the beginning of Die Hard 3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Die Hard 3.
Die Hard
Yeah,
3.
Fu Man Blue, Otters watch Yu Hakusho.
Die Hard with Vengeance.
Yeah, I really
Fu
enjoy
Man
it.
Blue's watching the live action
Three
one on
Amigos.
Netflix.
Three
There's a
Amigos.
live
That's
action Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Is that the
Oh, I
Samurai
am-
X?
I'm
What
very
next? The
curious
live
to
action
see what that
Smurfs?
looks like.
Oh, wait, that already happened.
That was bad.
Yeah, he finds
Yeah.
his rhythm. That's what he finally finds. He gets him on his quest.
Also,
The
hail
love
Fu Man
interest is
Blue
fucking
for
golden in
joining
that
the
movie.
Otter side.
Dude, the love interest is golden in the movie. Because you would think the love interest would be like a pretty normal girl or whatever, like how like really shitty ones do. No, the love interest is just as retarded as he is.
In which one?
The blonde chick.
On the Jerk.
Yeah, the blonde chick.
Yes.
Curly hair.
The Jerk is I really enjoy Steve Martin comedies. The Jerk, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Another one is essentially riffing on noir detective stories. And what's another great one that I liked on the tip of my tongue? Dang it, it's not coming to mind right now. It'll come to me later. But he's in a. I really enjoy his work, Steve Martin. Even that cheaper Bubba does. I watched it.
I haven't watched that movie in so long.
It's been a long time, but I have no desire to go back to that movie.
Wasn't there two of them as well?
Yes.
Yeah. And that rivaled a separate movie that was about another big ass family. Forgot what that one was called.
I know what movie I think you were talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cheaper by the dozen.
Well, Cheaper by the Dozen came out in 2003, and Yours, Mine, and Ours, which I
That
think
one,
that's
that's the
actually a
one.
remake that
Yeah.
came out in 2004.
Yes,
You know what?
the
I haven't
remake.
watched that one in a very long time as well.
I'm okay. And you know what remake was surprisingly not bad is Overboard. I thought that one was going to be woke garbage, but it was all right.
Oh, you mean with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn?
Yes, they made a remake with Anna Faris, and they reversed it, whereas basically a single mother of 3 girls and a rich guy and a rich Mexican guy, and they play into all the Mexican tropes too, which is hilarious. But it's good up until the ending, because I honestly just didn't like the ending of the Toro scene at the end, but they keep the ending 100%. Like you could have changed the ending.
James, what if they made it, but they remake it with Whoopi Goldberg?
Oh gosh,
They make it with Whoopi Goldberg and then Henry Cavill.
Pink Panther, that was an interesting.
Does your dog bite? No.
Amber.
That's not my dog.
What was
I
the
would like
really
to buy
bad one that was
hamburger.
kind of trying to be like Pink Panther? Sorry, if Johnny Depp was in it. Mordecai.
Oh yeah, Mordecai.
I haven't even heard of that.
I only seen the trailer. I imagine it didn't make money.
I've watched the movie, but it's been so long.
I love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's such a good movie.
That was a nice one. Feel good.
Hey, here's an oddball one for you. Do you guys remember Camp Candy?
Oh, I do not. I'm sorry.
No, I don't.
I can't say I do.
John Candy had a cartoon called Camp Candy where he was a camp counselor with kids, but I was just thinking of all these classic comedian actors that made me think of John Candy. I was wondering if anyone remembered that show.
What the fuck is this cartoon?
Yeah, it's not. I'm not saying it was good. It's just I was thinking of John Candy, so it popped to mind.
How many episodes did it have?
But what was it? The Great Outdoors was pretty good. Uncle Buck was awesome.
Uncle Buck. That's
Who's Harry Crumb?
That's what's Macaulay Culkin.
Yes, Uncle Buck.
Here's a quarter. Go down to the pet store, buy a rat, and have them gnaw that thing off your face.
You know which movie I like? It's not the best, but I still like Mr. Mom.
That was pretty
I
decent.
haven't seen that one.
It had what's his name?
Oh, Mr. Mom, I think that's Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton. By the way, I do understand.
Very young Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I do understand why fans were like, "Why the fuck was Michael Keaton picked for Batman? Like
Right,
the dude from
yeah.
Mr. Mom."
Yeah, he was primarily known for comedies back in the day.
He had some good one. Night Shift is hilarious.
Multiplicity.
What were we talking about?
Spaceballs was awesome. Yeah, Multiplicity was interesting.
Yeah,
Ernest movies.
Yeah, that's what I thought when you
Ernest.
mentioned camp and counselors. I was like, oh, that
Ernest
reminds me
Goes
of
to
Ernest.
Camp.
Yeah.
Ernest Goes to
Halloween.
Jail.
The Ernest Halloween movie sincerely freaked me out as a kid. Like, to me, that was a straight horror film.
James, do you know what the Trolls mask were reused from?
Nah, inform me.
Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh,
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
That
They
does kind
reused
of
the
hurt
mask
Fu
from
Man
the movie.
Blue.
I didn't see Clowns from Outer Space till I was much older.
Well, if you go back, if you watch that and then watch Ernest Scared Stupid, you're like, oh, the Trolls, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen
I love that the first time I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space was in middle school. Like, we were all in class whenever we watched that film, and I'm so happy that was the case, because it is not a movie you watch in middle school, but I don't care.
Yeah, I finally saw that some years back, and I'm not a clown guy. I don't care for clowns, and So I like the ending where they were killing them all, but
Mhm.
and I
My
figured
mother-
I still to this day have not seen the movie It, any version of it.
Which one? Oh, okay. The first one's kind of silly now that I revisited it.
Which one?
but It.
The remake
did.
or the
There-
TV special?
Yeah, there's a movie and then there's a mini series.
Yeah, I seen the miniseries. It's a little silly. When they're kids, it's actually kind of creepy, but when they grow up, it gets silly. I have not seen the remake.
The only way I will watch an It movie is if it has Adam Sandler, because I saw him in Happy Gilmore at that putting green going, "You're gonna die, clown!" It's like, so if he's in there, I'll watch it.
The
the
mini
first
series
one
has
was
Tim
okay.
Curry.
The first remake was okay, but it cut
Yes,
a lot of
Happy
shit that
Gilmore
actually-
versus Pennywise.
but it cut a lot of shit I actually liked from the books. And then the second one was trying to reincorporate all the shit they cut from the first one, and it was a mess. Also, it fucked up my favorite scene from the book.
Tim's talking about Pacific Heights.
The which one?
Pacific Heights.
trying to remember what that movie is.
It was with Michael Keaton. He basically, it's about him moving in, like renting an apartment, and but he's like basically the tenant from hell.
Oh, do y'all remember when he played in Jack Frost?
Yeah,
I remember the previews. I never saw the movie.
I
We
did. I
don't
had
talk
it on
about that.
VHS.
I seen that movie like a dozen times. I liked it as a kid.
I haven't watched it since I think I was
That freaking snowman.
teenager or some shit.
Yeah, they came out the same time as the horror movie Jack Frost.
Yes, and that one has kills a chick in a bathtub. and
Yeah.
this one it's
Well, he
Him
kills a
trying
chick.
to-
Yeah, well, yeah,
him trying to help his kid. I don't remember.
yeah. He came back for like a Christmas miracle after he died in a car crash for one winter to be a good father to his son, and then he melts.
I just remember the really bad CGI.
I don't remember. Yeah, I was
Oh,
young.
it was bad.
I was young. It was the early 2000s.
I just remember watching it quite a bit. Anyways, back to How to Train Your
Mhm.
Dragon live action. How's that going?
Are they seriously doing that?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't care about.
Why does everything need a live action remake? Please stop.
Because they've ran out of ideas.
Because
okay?
we can't have nice things.
We've got ideas. Not that we're going to let them have at them, but we got ideas.
Oh man.
He shoots a million snowballs. What is it you won't watch?
He won't watch the live action How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, I don't care about it. Don't go make it. It's gonna be crap.
Oh, but it's gonna be funny to laugh at.
It will also be. It will make people content.
That's why you wait till you get it on DVD, get your buddies over, have some drinks, and laugh at it together. Kind of like what happened with Ghostbusters 2016. I was living in Montville at the time with Sonnet and Josh, and we all knew it was going to suck, but it's Ghostbusters, so we'll give it a shot. And it went just exactly how we thought it would go. We got the movie, we watched it, so we could sit there and bitch about it. We were hoping we would be wrong, and we could say, "Hey, that was actually pretty cool," but nope, it sucked.
What, you didn't like the female jokes and the female girl power and the
We don't. I don't even want to think about that movie. I've
so you don't
spent
want to
all
think
the
about
energy.
it. Well, let's talk about it some more, guys.
There's only one thing in that whole movie that made me laugh, and it was dumb anyway. It probably didn't make anyone else laugh, and it was in the trailer. When that chick was punching the other chick, saying the power of pain compels you, or something like that, when she was trying to exorcise a demon.
Well, that's one more thing that made you laugh than made me laugh.
Don't worry, Readout is going to be doing his review of Something Snakes.
Honestly,
soon.
I'd rather go back and rewatch Something Snakes before I have to think about that remake.
And then there's also Something Wing.
Oh God!
Yeah,
Yeah, we're doing
poor
Darkwing.
Kahuna.
How we got roped into that?
It was a sign. It appeared under the Christmas tree from the family of the Kahuna. It was meant to be.
Dude, me and Christian, it was like fucking 2 or 3 in the morning for me. He decided to start reading off the actual prose and shit for that book. Holy hell! You think Hunger Games, like even Mockingjay, was bad?
Oh, I know. I've heard things. I've heard some reviews. Quote review end quote.
The most positive reviews I've seen on YouTube are the ones that will pretty much say, "Well, it's not that cringe."
That's
Oh,
not
lovely.
not a good way to start it.
It's everything modern Rome you can think of in a book. Everything, every trope you can think of.
It's a checklist.
Yes.
Oh no.
What was her name? Something Darkness. Something really fucking edgy.
Oh, it's like what is it?
Violent.
Violent. Something
Vi-
like that.
Yeah, Violent something. And you know why she put the name Violet? So it can almost sound like violent.
Oh, I am so smart.
Stuffed
Lovely.
lemon, Kay.
I was just about to mention my immortal, but
Yeah, and
I
no,
would beat me
was
to
not
it.
As
supposed to
violence
be
also a
the
purple
blueprint
color,
to
which is
write a
very
main character.
goth.
I mean, I've heard worse.
Well, it sounds from what everything everyone's saying, I'm lucky right now because I'm actually reading something good.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You're going to be joining us for that one.
For which one?
Fourth Wing.
You're coming with us.
Oh, you
Your
think?
work's done. You've already finished your second book.
I'm trying to catch up on Blood and Oak.
Oh, no. You're going to put a pause to that and join Fourth Wing read.
But I have to read Blood and Oak to be on somebody else's stream. I told them I would have it read by a certain point.
Listen here, you're going to have to read Fourth Wing as well.
Why would I do that?
Because we're masochists, okay?
Look, I'm getting dragged into this mess. You're gonna have to eventually too.
No, because the guy there's a guy I told I would have him. I told him I would have Blood and Oak read in time for his stream, and I don't want to let him down.
No,
And
you know
you don't want to make this guy mad.
You know what we could do? We could tell Christian that we're going to read it, and none of us read it, and then when we get to
Be like, oh boy, that book was terrible.
we go through the whole thing, and at the end of it,
Yeah,
we
but
just
if I'm
feel
not in
that
time for
none
this
of us
guy, I
read it.
told him I would have the book read by. I mean, he knows a thing or two about bombs. I don't want to make him mad.
When is it supposed to be read by?
I don't know when was it read out, May?
Oh, well, Fourth Wing. You see, my bombs can be range in sizes, so you may only be hit with an atomic bomb, but Fourth Wing is pressing. That's a nuclear explosion, much bigger. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Hold on, I'm using you for my excuse to not read Fourth Wing, and
Oh,
you're
no.
and you're preempting Blood and Oak for Fourth Wing.
Here's the thing, Frequency. This is where you got it fucked up. We don't have a set time, so anytime you're free, we can do it.
Yeah, no. We are going to do Blood and Oak,
free.
In all honesty, we are going to be doing a probably panel sometime in May. I haven't hit the date down yet because I'm reading Fourth Wing and Berserk. In May on Read Up Productions, we're going to have a panel. I have to set the time exactly, but we're going to talk about Blood and Oak, which is the first book in Captain Garrett's series, which is also called Blood and Oak.
Oh, that's perfect, Frequency. Because now since he's hosting that stream, he can just move it around to whatever come for Fourth Wing.
Yeah, but I actually wanted to bring up Blood and Oak tonight, and here's why.
Oh, no,
I mean,
absolutely.
when I read a book, it's when I'm starting, it's like I have to go read, and it's usually not until like about the halfway point of the book where I'm really starting to get sucked in, and now it's like, okay, now I want to go read. But I'm only in chapter 3 on Blood and Oak, and I'm already at the point where I want to go read.
That's good.
All right, Frederick, I
good sign.
trademarked your bike design. It's now mine.
This is not an original design. This is a BMW.
No, it's 100% original design. Wink, wink. Don't ever say it's not.
Christy Adcock's joined us. How you doing, Christy?
I didn't
Hail.
sign an NDA, Billy Bob.
It's based on nothing in the real world. 100% original.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this. At
No, God, it's not.
No,
bad.
no,
Not even
no.
close.
Hey,
What
you should
is
make it. You should make him. You should make one where he's walking up to the Tron light cycle.
Well, I would need a 3D.
Oh wait, that would
assets for
almost look like a regular Akira cycle
You
anyway.
need 3D assets. Yeah, Frederick, why isn't this 3D assets, you know?
It is a 3D asset. You can't get more fucking 3D than this.
He's
You're
right.
not wrong.
So what's the action figure you're using for Rattel? What?
No, the Attel is actually a ripoff of the Akira poster. So it's
Hold up. Is he Pharmacy Man?
No, he's
Dude.
Dr. Mario.
I'm no longer talking to people who haven't seen Akira. Just, right, you're fucking adults. It's the best fucking anime ever made. And you guys call yourself weebs and you didn't see Akira? Come on.
Hold
man.
up. I
I
never
don't
called
call
I saw
myself
a-
a weeb.
I'm not even a big anime guy. I saw Akira.
Oh, so that means I can talk to Frederick on a regular
I'm a
basis.
little
Cool.
prejudiced towards weebs.
How do you do, fellow weebs?
How you do, fellow
Hold up.
Chinese
Seriously?
cartoon watchers?
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Why is there a pill shape on the back of his jacket?
Well, it's, the
Dr.
Because
orange,
it's a Canada jacket.
it's an orange pill.
So he's Pharmacy Man.
No, he's a Bitcoiner.
He's Dr. Badger.
No, he's Pharmacy Man, and he'll take
It's
on
Pharmacy
Horseman.
Hey, I didn't sign an NDA.
He's a plastic surgeon about to go do another athletic job.
Athletic tits?
I was
His
about to
His
say.
name is Gluteus Maximus.
Andrew Campbell has joined us from down under. What's up,
There
man?
we go, fight.
All right, we're going to war with Australia. Come on, Frederick, you and me, we're going to unite. We're going down right now.
I'm always
it-
against the English, no matter which part of the Commonwealth.
They lost to the emus. We can take them.
I'll ride my moose into
Blue Man
battle.
Blue, Captain
They'll
Cap-
probably be a little more brutal against humans.
Dude, they got emus. We
Captain
got fucking
Capsule.
moose. We're gonna
Hold
We're
up,
going
his
to
name
form
is
a
Captain
pact with the
Capsule,
emus.
Frederick?
say again.
His name is Captain Capsule?
Captain.
Captain Capsule.
That's what Fu Manfu said.
I can't say. I just signed an NDA with myself.
Oh, you
Oh,
signed an
okay.
NDA with yourself?
You
Yeah.
signed an NDA with those athletic tits, of course.
So how much are you suing yourself for?
Well, I'm not there yet. I just sent myself a cease and desist.
This is fun.
It's
What action figure are you using for your 3D asset of Rattel right there?
It's a free one. You can get it on Ketchup.
it's a GI Joe. No,
Oh,
G.I.
dude,
Spider-Man.
Joe.
I shot all my G.I. Joe up.
Detractor.
they know how to party up there in Canada.
Yeah, it's NDA Tractor, eh?
We used to. We used to.
Oh boy. Hey, read out.
Yep.
You have volume 7, 8, and 9 to get through by
Yeah,
early April.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Well, don't worry, you'll 100% cry a little bit, and you'll go, "Holy shit!"
Are you talking about?
You'll
Berserk
also
again?
say, poor
I
Charlotte.
think we're talking about Berserk.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. So, anything else anyone wants to cover or wanted to talk about tonight before we shut it down?
Let us all have a moment of silence for poor Charlotte.
Yeah, poor
Oh,
Charlotte.
Man, poor Charlotte.
Read out has no idea.
Anyways,
Oh,
Well, actually, he does have some idea.
I have vague inclinations. I'm like, it does not end well for anybody.
Is this Charlotte from Charlotte's Web?
no, it's Charlotte from
Berserk.
Berserk. She's like the princess of the kingdom called Midland.
Yeah, she's actually one of the most actually heartfelt characters.
She's actually a
I-
really good person.
Like a
Far too
genuinely good
wholesome
person.
for the Berserk.
So, this has
universe.
nothing to do with the number one pig.
No.
No.
It's bacon!
Alrighty. Well, Otter, you want to make your parting plugs?
Well, you can find me on Only Gremlins. Oh, I'm sorry. That's another plug. I have a swords and sorcery novella out called The Curse of the Star Raids. The first in a saga I'm calling Steel and Stormbright. Book 2 is currently in the works. I've got the first draft written, and I'm working on a couple other projects as well. If you want to hear what my thoughts are on fiction today, as well as other indie projects, you can also find me on downstreampulp.substack.com.
Is it my turn?
We'll go with readout.
Let's see what we got going on this week at Readout Productions, where we live, explore, and preserve history. Of course, Thursdays we have our weekly live stream Uncut History, where I ramble sometimes about historical topics. Sometimes I just go down rabbit holes. If you like watching people lose their sanity for an hour, you should probably come over and tune in 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays. And this Saturday, we have a new installment in our Retracing History series. We will be exploring the first railroad tunnel ever built in the United States of America. It's going to be a fun time. Be sure to check it out this Saturday. Retracing History, very different. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this Sundays. Oh, we could have Kahuna go Sunday. On the Heterochrome Media Podcast, we will be talking about the final installment of the Hunger Games trilogy before they turn into a 4-part thing with something snakes. Mockingjay, is it the worst installment in the Hunger Games series? Well, the short answer is yes, but if you want the long answer, you got to tune in Sunday.
All righty. James.
It has been a magnificent stream, everybody. But if you want to see what I've been up to, you can follow me at worldwithoutendlore.substack.com. I recently released my first lore drop of the year. I'm going to have many more to come, and that came along with the very first kind of lore-based song, which I released a lyrical video on our YouTube, but I linked that on the Substack, so you could also find that at my
Cool.
Nice. Frederick.
I make comics.com. I'll take you to my webpage. Rattel Comic is where I post updates about my comic, which is coming along nicely up to page 7 in pencils. And I just inked the 2 covers, which are going to be colored really soon. So look forward to that. And of course, if you're subscribed to Anvil number, you'll see my comic in number 3, which is shipping right now.
I will say this. I have seen some of the pages, and there is some TNA in there, so don't worry.
I'm
The
French.
Badger delivers.
I'm French. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. NDA, you know. All right. You can find me on Only Gremlins on Substack.com. And then on Christian's channel, I think on April the 5th or the 7th, we'll be doing Berserk Deluxe Volume 3 discussion.
Yep.
All righty.
Aren't you forgetting something?
What am I forgetting?
Your YouTube channel?
Oh, yeah, same name, Billy Bobsack.
Yeah, you actually posted something to it. We did that.
Yes.
All right. I'd like to shout out a Drink with Crazy's channel. Every Wednesday night, he does Comic Shop Wednesdays, and that's at 8 p.m. Eastern. And at 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday nights, he does IronAge Nights, where he brings on a creator and interviews them and
Hey,
tortures them for a couple hours. No. What's that?
It sounded like you were almost about to say a drink with cheesy.
No.
That needs to be an actual channel.
Yeah, I would have. If I had thought to say that, I probably would have. But no, I wasn't that brilliant. Anyway, I'd like to also shout out Haley Star Bad Kitty, a magic-fueled sci-fi adventure. A lot of fun. And the follow-up is coming out in 1 month. Today's the 18th, 17th next month, April 17th, where you got Bad Kitty Haley's World coming out. And things are going to pop off. So also don't forget, check out the merch store and all that good stuff, the Substacks. All our links are down in the description below. So that way you can go down there at your leisure and pick and choose which one of us are worth your time to click on.
Yeah, they're gonna pop off like the Trinity test.
Like the what?
The Trinity test. Remember Dautenheimer?
It's a
Nuclear
reference
bomb
I'm missing.
reference. Yeah, it's a nuclear
Oh.
bomb reference.
Well, Luther's not here to explain this stuff to me, so. Yeah, and where we played in Stormcrow's game the other week, and he went full Luther at the end of that game. That was hilarious. All right, and when the cyberpunk scenario, he's got all the bombs and everything. Well, we were in a Western setting, and we didn't have all that tech. So he put a body on a horse, wrapped it up with a very long fuse, lit it, so it just started spiraling around as the horse got closer. So when it got up to the building, boom! So yeah, even without all the tech, Nikolai managed to find a way to go full Luther and win us the game with a big bomb. So he knows how to do it no matter what technological level the setting. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. And what's this? Humble Collector are working on acquiring the mead. You're going to do a show on mead?
Not a show, but we're working on
some
getting mead.
actual mead.
We're working on acquiring more alcohol. We never stop.
Oh, yeah, good point there. All right, thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless.
So read out, how much is your liver going to be destroyed
Yes.
by the time of fourth wing being read?
Oh, geez.
Is that a rhetorical question?
Yes.
How long is that book anyway?
I think it's 500 something pages.
Go fuck yourself.
You're fucking reading it.
Why does this happen to me?
Otter, you're the one who fucking wanted to do this. What are you
I know,
talking about?
right?
Don't worry, you can reread Mockingjay in the meantime.
Once is enough.
No. I think this is our longest episode. Still going.
Where will it end? Nobody knows.
Kill it.
Jewish space lasers.
Where's the button?
Oh,